Now we are going to discuss about the sex organs. In the sex organs, the first organ is testis. So now we are going to discuss about the structure of testis. The testis is considered as primary sex organ. Primary sex organ is the organ where the gametogenesis takes place. So the testes are the organs which are useful for the production of the sperms. The testes are located in the extra abdominal pouch called scrotal sac. The scrotal sac is extra abdominal pouch which are useful to cover and to protect the testis. The scrotal sac will connect to the abdominal cavity through the canals. The canals are called inguinal canals. Through the inguinal canals, during the embryonic development, around in 7th month, the testis will descend into testis. If at all, due to any abnormality, the testes are not descended into the scrotum, then the phenomena is called cryptorchidism. So either two testes or one testis, if at all, fail to descend into the scrotum, then such phenomena is called the cryptorchidism. This cryptorchidism leads to sterility, because in generally the scrotum is useful to maintain the less temperature around 2 to 2.5 degrees than the normal body temperature 37 degrees, so that for the spermatogenesis process approximately 34.5 or 35 degrees centigrade is required. That is what the testis will descend into the scrotum to maintain the required temperature for the spermatogenesis. If at all the testes are not descended into the scrotum, it is remain present in the abdominal cavity, then the abdominal cavity normal temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, so it is not the suitable temperature for the production of the sperms. Hence the individuals are suffer with the cryptorchidism and it leads to sterility. In the scrotum, the testis is held in its position because of the spermatic cord and the gubernaculum. The spermatic cord is a cord-like structure which is useful to keep the testis in its position. Here the spermatic cord is present. Here the spermatic cord is present. The spermatic cord is useful to keep the testis in its position, and it is attached to the testis in the anterior region. Each spermatic cord is made of with one artery and one vein and one lymph vessel and one nerve. Along with this, in the spermatic cord, the muscles are present. The muscles are called cremaster muscles. Next, the posterior surface of the testis is attached to the scrotum with the connective tissue part. The connective tissue part is made of with the ligamentous elastic cord. It is called gubernaculum. The gubernaculum is attaches to the posterior region of the testis and scrotum, and these two Spermatic cord and gubernaculum are useful to keep the testis in its position. Moreover, the spermatic cord is made of with artery, vein, lymph vessel and nerve. In the same manner, in the human body, the other two parts are also like the pulp cavity of teeth and the Haversian canal. The Haversian canal of the bone are also consists of the same artery, vein, lymph vessel and nerve, so that in the pulp cavity, Haversian canal and spermatic cord we will observe the anatomical similarity. Each testis is made of with a soft tissue and smooth in nature and oval shaped and pink color, and the size of the testis is 4 to 5 centimeters in length and 2 to 3 centimeters in width. In scrotum, each testis is surrounded by 3 layers of tissues. The outer layer is called Tunica Vaginalis. The Tunica Vaginalis, the Tunica Vaginalis is an outer layer, and it is a bilayered membrane. The outer layer is called parietal layer, and the inner layer is called visceral layer. In between these two layers, there is the cavity called coelom, and in the coelom there is the coelomic fluid, so that the coelomic fluid will facilitate the free movement of the testis in the scrotum. Next, the layer of the testis is called Tunica Albuginea. The Tunica Albuginea is the dense connective tissue, or it is made of the fibrodense connective tissue. This strong fibrodense connective tissue layer, which is very closely present around the testis, will enter into the testis and divides the testis into 200 to 250 testicular lobules. In each testis, approximately 200 to 250 testicular lobules are present. The innermost layer or inside the testis, the closed layer which is made of with the blood capillaries is called tunica vascularis. It is made of with the blood capillaries. The blood capillaries are innervated into all the part of the testis. In each testicular lobule, around 1 to 3 elongated yellowish color tubules are present. These tubules are called seminiferous tubules. These seminiferous tubules approximate length is around 70 centimeters. These seminiferous tubules are the sites of spermatogenesis. If you see in the diagram, here in each testicular lobule, this elongated tubules, this elongated yellowish color convoluted tubules are called the seminiferous tubules. These are only the sites of the spermatogenesis. On an average, in each testis, approximately 400 to 500 number of seminiferous tubules are present. These seminiferous tubules are opens into network-like structure. This network-like structure is called rete testis. This rete testis is useful to receive the sperms from the testicular lobules or these seminiferous tubules. From this rete testis, around 10 to 20 number of tubules will extend and connects to epididymis. These tubules are called vasa efferentia. These vasa efferentia are useful to transport the sperms from this testis to the epididymis. In the seminiferous tubule, a single line arranged germinal epithelial cells are present. The germinal epithelium in the seminiferous tubule is made of the cube-shaped epithelium in a single layer, hence it is called simple cuboidal epithelium. The simple cuboidal epithelial cells in the seminiferous tubules are released out during the spermatogenesis process at puberty as the sperm mother cells called as spermatogonia. The spermatogonia, which are in diploid status, will undergo into meiotic divisions in the seminiferous tubules to form haploid status of sperms. For the production of sperms, it approximately takes 64 days of time. The conversion or the development of diploid status spermatogonia into the haploid status of sperms is called the spermatogenesis. It will occur in the seminiferous tubules by undergoing different stages. Moreover, in the seminiferous tubule structure in between these cube-shaped epithelial cells, there are some pyramid-shaped cells are present irregularly. These pyramid-shaped cells are called Sertoli cells, or these are also called nurse cells of testes, or these are also called as sustencular cells. During the spermatogenesis process, the spermatozoa are nourished by these cells. Hence, these cells are called nurse cells or feeding cells of the testis. Moreover, we have already discussed that in every testicular lobule, approximately around 1 to 3 number of the seminiferous tubules are present. So that in between the seminiferous tubules in the testicular lobules, there are the large shaped cells are present. These cells are called as Lytic cells. These cells are called Lytic cells. These Lytic cells are also called interstitial cells, or these are also called endocrine cells of the testis. The Lytic cells or the interstitial cells or the endocrine cells of the testis will secrete the hormone testosterone. This testosterone is required hormone for the development of the secondary sexual characters in male at puberty, and moreover it is the essential hormone for the spermatogenesis process. It is also called male androgen. The Sertoli cells are nurse cells of testis, or the sustenticular cells are also have the role in the secretion of hormones. These sustenticular cells are secretes the hormone androgen binding peptide. This androgen binding peptide is generally in the seminiferous tubules will and in the testicular lobules of the testis will bind to the testosterone and increases the concentration of testosterone in the testis, which are required for the process of the spermatogenesis. And moreover, these Sertoli cells are also secretes the another hormone inhibin. This inhibin shows negative feedback mechanism, and due to the negative feedback mechanism, it will influence the anterior pituitary and it stops the secretion of the follicular stimulating hormone. If we look at into the diagrammatic representation of the seminiferous tubule or the TS of testis, here these are the several stages of the cells of the seminiferous tubule useful for the production of the spermatozoa. Moreover, in between the different stages of the spermatogenesis cells, these are the Sertoli cells as we discussed. These are also called the nurse cells of the testis. Here in the testes, so many blood vessels are present. These blood capillaries are developed or innervated from the tunica vascularis. The tunica vascularis is the innermost blood capillarized layer which is useful for the supply of all the required nourishment and protection to all the cells of the testis.